In the last episode, I told you about the moment the light finally broke through the heavy clouds of my grief. It was the moment I realized I wasn't being erased. Today, I want to explain exactly what that doctor said that changed the direction of my life. I want to explain it the way I finally understood it, deep in my bones, because maybe, just maybe, it will make sense to someone like me. Someone who is currently stuck in the heavy, dark grief of not being a part of them. I used to think that environment just meant the world outside. The nursery colors, the books we would read, and the way we would parent after the baby arrived. I thought I could only influence my child by being around them once they were safely in my arms. I thought my role as a mother started at birth. But my deepest grief was linked to something much more primal and internal. I thought the DNA was a closed, locked book, and I wasn't the author. I thought my body was just a placeholder. But I learned that is simply not true, and that is the wow I want to share with you today. You don't know what you don't know. Welcome to Donor Egg Diary. I am a mom on a mission. I'm not a doctor or a clinical expert. I am just someone who went through it. I promised myself that I would share all the information I could so others like you may go into it with your eyes wide open. And why does this matter? Because you can make more informed decisions for your situation and for your child. And what's even better, you can access this 24/7. You can get answers without the endless research loop I did, and you can do it all with total anonymity. Let's get back to it. So let's talk about the internal truth. Most of us think DNA is the whole story, the fixed, unchangeable script that is written the moment an egg and sperm meet. But the science of epigenetics tells a completely different, much more intimate story. It tells us that while the donor provides the code, you provide the expression. That doctor explained to me that I could influence the genes of my future child in a very real, very substantial, and very biological way. And the most amazing part, I would be doing it from the inside out while I was carrying our baby. Think of the DNA as a grand piano sitting in a room. The donor provides the keys and the strings. That is the fixed hardware. But you are the piano player. You are the one who decides which keys get pressed and which ones stay silent. You are the one who decides how the music actually sounds. Without the player, the piano is just silent wood and wire, and it is your body that brings the music to life. You are the one who determines the tempo, the volume, and the emotion of the music. I spent so many nights mourning the fact that I wouldn't contribute to my child. But then I learned about MicroRNAs. These are tiny molecules produced by your body, found in your uterine fluid. Think of these molecules like highlighters. They actually enter the embryo before it even implants, and they literally sign the DNA. They act as volume knobs. They decide which parts of that donor code get turned up loud, and which parts stay turned off entirely. This isn't just about nurture once they are born. This is biological nurture that happens before they take their first breath. You are influencing their metabolism, their immune system, and even their personality traits. You are doing it internally, biologically, substantially. You are co-authoring their physical and emotional blueprint every single second of those 9 months. Your blood, your nutrients, and your very hormones are the ink you are using to write their story. Wait, let's take a second for a reality check. This is a safe space, not a doctor's office. This isn't medical or legal advice. There is zero pressure here. My mission is to give you the insider track as I experienced it. But you are the one that must decide for you. Take this information, do your own research, and then make your own choices boldly. Now, back to it. In our next episode, we are moving to episode 6, the first act of intentional parenting. Now that the heart is starting to open and the science has given us a biological bridge, we have to talk about how we lead. We're shifting from how do I survive this trauma to how do I help my child thrive in their own story. We decided to begin the research not because we had all the medical answers. We certainly didn't, but because we finally had enough hope to start asking the right questions. We moved from the desperate, could we, to the determined, we are going to find out how. But as we stepped into that research, we realized something major. The logistics are just the surface. Underneath the medical steps, there is a much bigger decision waiting for us. A decision that isn't about our success as patients, but about our child's future as a person. I'll see you in the next episode.